right, everyone, welcome back to the Bowmen podcast. We've had a little bit of a break here for the summer and much needed with children running us rampant and camp and school and this camp and that camp and rock climbing camp and horseback camp and archery camp and you name it, they've done it. So here we are back from that. We got Mr. Troy Forrester ripped more than ever from our last show. I
How's
saw
everybody
the
doing?
I saw those photos today, man. I mean, making me feel jealous.
Putting in the work right now. So hopefully it pays off. Come hunting season and competitions and everything else, you got to put the work
Yeah.
in the front end. So,
See,
I got to ask you, how long did it take you to get that bodysuit, man? I've been thinking about getting one myself.
well, so I bought, we're not recording yet, are we? I bought this airbrush machine.
Yeah, but you got to let
There's a
everyone know.
stencil. There's a stencil you can get.
You
There
keep
you go.
pushing this first form stuff, but it's really the build the bone that you're sneaking in there by the
I
tablespoon.
yeah,
That's
2 teaspoons.
that's making it happen.
It's in my water right here.
There
There
you
you go.
go. All right. Mr. Noel Evans is back from his Canada trip. He had his own camp and all that sorts of stuff going on down there. We had a long couple weeks here for the Bowman. So it's glad to be back. Have you all here. Noel, thanks for coming on. It's glad to see
Absolutely.
your
Anytime.
face. You seem happy as usual. That big buck is smiling back there,
It's a
waiting
good
for
deal.
me to kill his brother.
Yeah. I should have had taxidermists do is put a little bit of Build-A-Bone on his nose, That'd be pretty cool.
That you could take a brand, get that bee with the antler brand, and just
There you go.
right into his shoulder right there. That'd be awesome. So there's something for you guys there at Build-A-Bone. Get some brands made like Yellowstone, and you could start branding some people with that Build-A-Bone logo. I'll do one on my arm. I mean, I don't care. Let's do it.
Maybe a tattoo.
Yeah.
No brand. Sounds a little painful.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no pain, no gain.
I love a
But
Papa Bone, but man, I don't know about a
yeah.
branded. Ooh, sounds a little rough, even for a big old fat boy like me.
Maybe you can do that cold branding and not the hot stuff.
There you
Super
go.
cold.
There you go.
Freeze it off. But no, we're here with the gentleman from Build the Bone here, episode 2 with Build the Bone. Shane promised us Papa Bone, so here he is in the flesh himself. Papa Bone, the founder, the innovator, the everything that comes along with it. We're honored to have you on, and thank you for being here.
Man, I am tickled to death to be here. Glad to meet y'all boys. Like I said, starting at the first of it, hello, Texas. And
Well,
I've got a good crew with me, and it's been solid. You know what I'm saying, all the way through. We've really done a good business, and started it from a little old place called Rock, Kentucky. Just
Wow.
a little place right joining Mammoth Cave National Park, matter of fact. It started really back in the early 80s. I started mixing and blending stuff because we had the cattle and the hogs and stuff like that, for our winter eats and stuff like that. So I went ahead and kind of wanted my animals healthy. So that's where it went from there to where it is today, and I'm very proud of it. But had to do a lot of schooling, had to do a lot of online stuff that was just getting started, matter of fact, in computers and stuff like that. And believe it or not, I want to at least thank my wife. I've run her crazy. And this boy right here beside of him, my son, Corey, and stuff like that. But it took a lot of, the animal has to tell you what's right. It's not all throwing this stuff together, because it took me years not only finding out the right blend, but the animals that love what you produce and put out, you see. So that's where it's at, and that's what I wanted. The only way of getting consistency for a digestive system is going and getting consistency out of an animal coming into your system. So they pass through their bodies so fast that you can hype it up real high, but you're just wasting your money and your time. You put it at a level that's good for them and consistencies. Well, and a lot of people I've told, and I know Shane said something about it last time, you know, I'll tell them at the shows, you know, just put the camera on. I won't have to tell you nothing else. And that's what I've been really proud of, that it went that way.
Yeah, I mean, Shane was gracious enough to get us some up there in Ohio on the farms that Troy and I are going to be hunting on. And he has a trail cam picture of him putting it out. And then what, like a couple minutes later, he's got deer on it.
It was within a few hours. And the spot that I put it, I mean, obviously there's deer around and they travel, but there was no reason for him to be in there at the time they did. And then I was just looking at it before we got on the cast. They hit it religiously. Now it's new deer all the time. I've had it out a couple weeks now, and yeah, they're all over it.
Well, let me tell you something about, and it goes in sequence with the minerals and stuff like that. Millions of years ago, and the reason why I'm saying this, a lot of people don't understand the earth. The earth was combined with a body real hard with stuff from outer space. Well, a lot of this stuff is zincs, it's cobalts, it's magnesiums, calcium you have to produce a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So vitamins and minerals, you know, we've got to do that with our lagunas or our fruits or and stuff like that. But it just ain't, and just like in the soils, if you got good soil. Now, let me tell you, you go out there and look of the darkest, prettiest soil, but if it ain't what the animals or the plants want, it's not going to produce. You're going to have to definitely fertilizing lime is the best thing. So that's how extensive I went into trying to figure stuff out.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's what it's about. Shane, who's this man to your left over here that's quiet and not saying much? And I heard you confiscated his house and everything else to do this podcast. So welcome.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
He's our business development guy, and I'll let you tell the story. I gave you just a snippet, but Jerry was the last and final part of our team to make it just so solid. So.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. Well, first of all, guys, thanks for having us. Welcome
sir.
To my farm. Yeah. I know you see all my deer back here, and I see yours too, which is pretty impressive. And a lot of these deer here came off the farm locally here. A place I've been using Build the Bone for probably Shane, about 7 or 8 years. So I know Shane's told you the story about having a friend that took him to a Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation that was a federal firearms licensee, and that was me. I used to own a gun shop years ago, and you know, funny thing about me and Shane, when we first met, I mean, we're best friends now, but when we first met, I didn't really like the guy. I don't think he liked me either, right? We had some conflicting opinions in another business that we were kind of tied to, and you know, but I like the fact that Shane was just as strong as I was, right? You know, we're alpha males, right? So we kind of clashed, you know, and we came together, and you know, we progressed and started working together, and I was like, man, this guy's really good too, honest, you know, forefront, and just says it like it is. I'm like, I like me. And
so Shane, he's telling you that you grew on him.
Finally.
I guess you're right in that regards. So, you know, after a little bit of time working together, I was like, you know, he likes the outdoors, he likes to hunt, he likes to fish, and our conversations went from work to more of, you know, hunting, fishing, you know, what's going on the farms, and it was family, and then it became friendship. And he's been a good friend ever since. And you know, so if it wasn't for Shane, I wouldn't be here. Honestly, we went to the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, and I was the house FFL for the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. So Shane did drag me over to meet Pappa Bone, and I believe there was somebody else at the time. And, you know, I didn't have much time because of those banquets. I mean, you're transferring 100, 125 guns in an evening. I could barely lift my head because I was on the computer, on the phone with the FBI, which I didn't like. But anyway, so make a long story short, Shane bought some product like he told you and convinced me to put it in my gun shop. And I'm always a see it to believe it type guy, especially when it comes to hunting. I tried so many products, right? And they would work. I mean, all of them work. They work for a short period of time. And I didn't really understand the system that Pappa Bone and these guys had developed, And once I got it stocked in the gun shop, my customers started coming back, very quickly because I was only selling, what was it, guys, 25 bags?
Yes. Yeah, that is right.
I mean, they were tearing it up, right? And, so I got with Shane and tried to understand the system about Build-A-Bone, how it works, what's in it. All I cared about was putting it on the shelf and making money. That's what retail stores do. And once I started to figure out that there may be something more to this, then I'm not going to bash any competitors, but some of the competitors that I had used before, it was temporary, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought to myself, well, I'm going to try this out. My customers like it. A guy I trust likes it. I like these guys. And, over the course of a couple of years, I really wanted to test it, it took maybe 3 years before I pretty much have a small pond on one of my farms now that it's got a bank probably 8 or 10 inches deep, consistently holds water. So I tell you that to tell you this. I've owned a lot of businesses. I've been a business owner since 1993. I've done a lot of things, and I wouldn't invest in something or become a partner in something that I didn't believe in. These guys are honest, what I mean? They're genuine. They try to do the right thing, and that was in line with the way that I operate, the way that I want to do things. And plus, I love these guys to death, man. They're my best friends, and Shane's type of guy. I called him in the middle of the night and said, Shane, we got something bad to do, and somebody might get hurt. He'd be like, who's driving?
Yeah.
Right?
I'll bring the shovel.
Yeah, I'll bring the shovel. So yeah, man. So it's a great deal, man. We all get along great. We got some really cool stuff to hand to you guys tonight that they were working on. Yeah, I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be here. There's Noel right there. We're really happy to be teamed up with Final Sit Outdoors. Those guys are great. They built us a great website. We're excited about that. We plan on expanding that website and really promoting our brand and our retail brand, other than our minerals and other things that we have in the pipelines. But yeah, guys, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you all here and talk about the future with Build-A-Bone. I know we're linked up with Shane and Pappa Bone there too as the Bowmen, and to have all of us here is something we believe in and actually working. And it's minerals always been that thing, right? It's been that thing that you put it out there and maybe something happens, maybe it doesn't, right? Or maybe they come to it now and again, but this product they come to and they love it and they consistently come back to it. It's incredible. We haven't had something that does that. And let me tell you, I've worked with, before this, we did a bunch of video and hunting and that. We had mineral sponsors and they're like, yeah, try it, blah, blah, blah. They send you pallets of the stuff and, you're still on the first bag because it's still sitting out there or it molds. That's what happens. And, I don't know what causes that or why, but, you put this next to a pile of corn, they're going to this. Hands down. Like, I mean, we could show you pictures of it. They go to this. So it's just incredible for those out there that, this is the second time we've spoke about it and we're glad to have all you here and talk about it again. But, we're believers in it. Noel's a believer in it. He's been using it for how many years now? What, 5 years?
5 years? Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah. So, excuse me. So obviously, all of us are not going to continue to strive and put the time and effort into something that doesn't work, right? It's like hunting with a broadhead that just doesn't work, or hunting with an arrow that breaks every time you shoot it. It's not gonna do anything. So, great job with it. Whatever is in there, and I don't care what's in there, it works. And it's worth it to me. So, great job, boys.
It's not necessarily an attractant, but I think that, once they get a taste of it, and they know what's in it and they get what they need out of it, like Pappa Bone was saying, they come back to it, and I've got plenty of videos and pictures of, mamas with fawns in there and they're consistently coming to it, even the babies. So that tells you something.
and they don't go to water right after that. Have you guys noticed that?
Yes.
Like, I don't know, it's because of some of this other stuff's just loaded with salt or calcium or whatever. And the deer only need a certain amount of that, and it's very minuscule what they need. But every time they'd go to a mineral, I'd get a picture of the same deer crossing a creek drinking water for 5 minutes, and it just doesn't happen with this product at all.
Is it all right if I say something?
Yeah, go, whatever you need.
What it is it actually attracts water and draws water to it. So that's one of the reasons why. They take the enzymes out of the soil. And the enzymes out of the soil is a water particle study and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, I tell everybody this. I never done this to have a business. I've done this for the health of the deer around the Mammoth Cave National Park. This right here sitting beside of me, we'll get him on next. He'll tell you a little story and stuff like that. But, and two, I was talking about soils, like down there around Knoll and stuff is that down in the Texas area, they got a shorter pan. You know what I'm talking about, don't you know?
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. But in your southern regions, it's more harder to get a mineral to actually activate to the soil because you got sand or whatever.
Yeah.
And it took years to figure it out too, because I've got kinfolk all over Alabama. We've actually got several people in Alabama using and stuff. And that's been a blessing having it to work basically everywhere in the United States.
I think it depends on the soil, though. I mean, the farm I'm on here.
Oh, yeah.
The other farm, one of the main farms I've hunted and managed, I got food plots, mineral sites out. I've had that for 23, 24 years, something like that. So we killed a lot of big deer there, right? Because it's managed right. But the farm that I bought here 5 years ago, it actually, because it's such a heavy clay base, and not, you know what I mean? I mean, you hit that clay pan so quickly.
Yeah.
The deer would hit it right away. But, I think it really depends on the soil. And I mean, it was a good test for me here because, a different soil gave me a different conflicting opinion on how to use field development. Okay. So I did some things in the soil. I always took my tractor and I would till it and just continue to add it and let it go deeper and deeper into the soil. And now they're just tearing it up. But it did take about a year really for that site. I mean, they were hitting it. The deer were coming to it. I got them on camera, but I mean, to actually start going into the ground after the minerals and stuff that had seeped into the soil.
Yeah, well, see, that's where I went a little farther. I actually put a different size grain, and it actually learning about soil biology and stuff like that a little bit through the system and stuff like that. Leaching is your worst product out of mineral. If you get something that leaches too fast, too deep, they'll go after it, but it will, what am I trying to say? Yeah, and go away. It'll go too deep. Sometimes it won't go that far. But what I'm trying to give everybody just a little update. Through the years, man, I mean, I don't mean this to sound like I'm bragging, but I've not had nobody really. I had one guy in Georgia that was wondering what was going on. Well, that's the reason why I don't put copper in mine. Now, copper is good for some animals. I'll leave it that way. It's good for goats. It's not good for sheep. It's good for some cattle. You know what I'm saying? But have you ever heard of copperous water? Okay, you'll have copperous water out in areas that if you put that mineral, any type of mineral, then it'll dissipate. So that's something that you've got, Shane knows what I'm talking about. You do too. And that's what I'm saying. It will absolutely make minerals dissolve out that fast. So if you have one guy that was wondering about that, we told him to put it up on the hill a little farther.
I had a fellow lived alongside a river down by my cabin in Portsmouth, Ohio, and it would flood. I would see his yard flood. And he came to the little festival there and he said, I bought 20 bags of that and they're just not touching it. And he told me where he lived. And I said, well, sir, where's your mineral at? down by the river. I said, that thing floods every time. So your minerals are down the river. I said, you probably got monster fish in the Ohio River right now. But you know, it's common sense too, right? But that's honestly the only person I've ever heard of it. I think I told you guys last time. It's speaking for itself. So just let people try it. That's the key.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and back to what Papa Bone was saying earlier about the different types, like where I killed this deer here, it's sand. People tease me about bow hunting on a beach, and so I can't really mix it into the soil. So what I have to do is I build up wood, limbs, stuff like that, and build a pile up. Make sure I water it down so that it kind of gets a base to it. And I mean they tear it up there just as well. But then at my other place, it's normal ground like y'all are talking about, and it can mix in and pull up that way. But yeah, so different types of soil, you're going to have different ways you have to put it down.
That is true. That is true. But the best thing to do is, like I said, just put a camera on it. I've had, this is the best thing in the world. Let me tell you, having somebody call you've never met before and say, thank you. You have done something right. That means more to me here than a lot of people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Pappa Bone's all about reputation, honesty, delivering a good product. I think our main objective is getting a product into our hunter and outdoorsman's hands that is affordable, that they don't have to go to the store and buy every other week. I don't know when you guys talk to Shane, if you may have commented on the system that we outline on our website. Our product is a system. We don't sell it as an attractant. We're not, right?
Yep.
We like to think we're like a multivitamin for humans. We're trying to create and produce a product that's going to better the health of the deer or any herbivore in general. So people sometimes get frustrated because in the days of, today's world of Amazon, they want results here and now, right? Everybody does, right? You know what I'm saying? But we're not like that. We never claim to be like that. We have a system, and we ask our customers to, follow the system at least to somewhat of the way we laid it out, and let us know what your results are, right? If you got something that's not working on your farm, let us know. Maybe we can help you figure out why it's not working. But at least follow the system we've laid out, as far as the amounts that you should put out, timing you should put out, when you should put out. I mean, we got it laid out on our website, right? And I think that's what Pappa Bone's trying to say is he's very proud of the way he's formulated our product, what he's put in it, the results he's gotten over 18 or 20 years now, something like that.
Yeah, see, I didn't bring it out until 2014. I really started in the early 80s, and I perfected it. Believe it or not, it sounds funny, but I really perfected it like 2009, and never did bring it out until 2014.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to chime in on that topic. You guys have brought it up several times, the fact, that it does attract deer. There's no doubt about it with the cameras and everything else. But at the same time, the fact that it's a system. So there's a couple key points there that I see from my perspective is it's a product that you don't have to go back to the store every single week, and that drives me crazy personally. And I've hunted with a bunch of other minerals and supplements and everything else for these deer. And you buy it, they come in, rains 3 or 4 times, they quit coming in. So you got to go buy it again. Rains 3 or 4 times, they quit coming in. This product's completely different on that note. And another thing that I know has already helped, you guys talked about it being a mineral for the health of the deer, not only the bucks to grow bigger, which we all want, but for the does, the fawns, the overall herd management style. Well, that has already played in here in Ohio. I've brought it up in the past. I hunt on other people's property. I don't own any of the property I hunt on. And a lot of them are very finicky, if you will, or touchy, which it's their land, like you got to respect the landowner. But I've had a ton of them here. We can bait legally here in Ohio, put out corn and everything else. Well, the places I hunt, they don't want you to do that. They don't want any corn out. They don't want to see anything different. They want it to be as fair for the deer as they can. And I approached the one landowner I have it on right now, and explain the whole system. Whether I harvest a big buck over this mineral or not, it's there for the health of the deer. You're going to see healthier deer, bigger bucks, does with fawns, does with twins. They're all going to be interacting with this product. And the fact that it's not, something that I have to rebait, and set up a station for, it's a legit mineral site. That is opened eyes to a lot of the people I've talked to about it, and they love it. I mean, they're not, their mind doesn't instantly go to, we're baiting an animal into a spot to get killed. You can explain to them, as we all know, hunters, outdoorsmen, we love animals more than anybody else does, and we want them to be healthy. We want them to grow. So being able to, inform them of how this product works, I mean, that hands over fist, better than these other products that are strictly to bait. You know what I mean? So it's an amazing product.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and he hit it right on the head.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that people forget that you want a big buck now, but that big buck's a fawn now, right? And then it was in its mother from October sometimes through, June. So that's the prime time of, if you want big bucks in the next coming years, feed the does right, mama right now, but get those minerals in the womb, get them attracted to it so they can come out. I have a couple bucks here that for the first year that they're already coming out as 4 or 6 pointers, first year bucks ever. I've never had it happen. It's the first year. So how does that work, right? That's the mineral intake. They're getting that in the womb. It's absorbing it through the mother's bloodstream. But then, the father's also having that through the reproductive cycle. It's in his bloodstream. It's in his hormone. It's in everything that he does. So it's a perfect storm. But if you want big bucks, you got to focus on the does and the yearlings early, right? And then keep them generating going through. And we're lucky we don't have too many bad winters up there in Ohio. You get some more than we do down here in Virginia, but and that's also a critical part. As soon as their antlers drop, boom, you need that in them. You have to get the recovery back in them right away.
Exactly.
I'm glad you said that. That is true. Go ahead, Noah.
No, I just said exactly, because everybody wants to see inches, but those inches got to start somewhere, So, and that's one of the things that, with these guys, when I started working with them, they were talking about it. And that's one of the things that I tell a lot of people was, yeah, the end result, we want to have a big buck on the wall, but it's got to start somewhere. And if you don't get it out there for them, if you forget to put out if you don't put a mineral site out till August, you're not going to do any good for that year, right? And then you just got to wait till the next year. So you might as well get it out there and keep it around full time. Yeah. And that's a good thing, like you're talking about with this system, how it sticks around. You can put out 20 pounds or 40 pounds to start out, like we talk about it, and then come back later on with 20 pounds, depending on how much they're on it, be 3 months or 6 months, whatever. And I don't have to worry about it, where I killed him at, 3.5 hours away. I don't have to worry about driving down there and putting it out every month or something. If I don't go down for 3 months or 4 months, hey, there's still some there, on every site that I have. So, and I've gotten to where I call them drop zones, because I'm dropping it there and it stays, and I don't hunt over them. They're away from my stands, and it's just, it keeps the bucks.
Yeah. And we've all seen how much corn a deer can eat in one night. Right
around here, it's the raccoons that get all the corn. You might as well raccoon hunt if you put corn out.
Let me tell you, old mama doe can eat 50 pounds of corn in a couple hours faster than you think. So you got to drive back 3.5 hours to go put some out the next day. It's tough on the wallet, especially with how much corn is. It's $13 a bag here for 40 pounds.
Man, it's $8 here for 50.
13. 4 years ago it was $6.
$9 or $10 a bag, but you got to carry it in your pockets so the raccoons don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough. So
hey guys, can I bring you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can somebody get Corey to talk?
Yeah, come on, Corey.
He's just sitting over there smiling like the rest of us.
Yeah,
I heard you had a story for us.
I'm kind of the back office guy anyway, so I just kind of sit back and watch these three have fun. So No, man, like everyone else has said, so grateful to be on here. So grateful for the opportunity to talk to you all. You know, my story all this is kind of crazy to me. It all comes full circle. It's like he was saying, you know, I was born in 90, and ever since I can remember, he's always been in the driveway mixing in a little bucket or doing something or doing this or doing that. I always joke, say he kind of looks like a little colonial woman out there churning butter. Yeah. So, but
nice.
You know, but he's right. You know, it always started as a passion to really build up our animals. It was never anything to put it to market.
No more talking. No more talking.
Yeah, we still let Corey talk no more, right?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Corey. Nice to meet y'all.
Well, sorry about that, everyone. We had a little technical difficulties there. So Corey's going to continue talking about that. And, you know, when we let him talk, this is what happens. He kicks us all out. So he said something about the government and it went.
Yeah. Corey's going to sing for us, guys. Corey's he's an artist. He's a songwriter. We got a nice little Build the Bone theme song. Corey's going to play and sing for us here in a little bit.
Woo!
I promised it, didn't I? I said he's going to play it. We'll do that at the end.
Hey, he ain't a bit shy.
They don't let me. They don't let me show up if I don't bring a guitar or something.
That's good.
That's all I'm. They just say dance monkey, and I just sit over there in the corner.
Make that money.
In 4 years, I think he said about 15 words to me.
I love you.
Yeah, there you go.
Back at you.
And what's so crazy is my day job. I'm an insurance agent, so I literally talk all day long. So
explains everything.
That's what it is. You're just tired.
I just kind of sit back and
you come home. You're like,
let you guys go crazy. Yeah. But no, kind of to pick up, I guess where it cut off was, you know, it all started. So coming full circle, it all started, you know, with Dad, and it's just crazy seeing it from the little kid and Dad's mixing, you know, out in the driveway to you take 2009 where he's like, I want to start field testing this against, you know, major products. So we just went out and bought everything, and him and my brother did a lot of it. You know, they did a lot of my brother Kyle did a lot of the field testing against pretty much every major product that's been out and on the market. And we just started seeing that it was performing a lot better than what we had even been using and trying. And, you know, then started giving it to farmers and Folgers coffee cans. He drinks a lot of coffee. So he would just put it in Folgers coffee cans and give it to farmers in the local area. And, you know, one of the reasons behind that was just more along the lines of, like I said, his goal was to make the whole herd healthy. So when you've got us, and we're on say a 40, 50, you know, one of our main farms is say 40, 50 acres. And then you've got this guy over here that's got 40 or 50, this guy over here that's got 100. If you've got everybody on the same page, it's a lot easier to manage and to grow and to maintain. So, you know, that was his main idea. It was like, hey, if I give it to them, they're going to be just better off as we are. And then these guys started coming to him. He's like, Craig, you need to sell this. You know, you need to actually be selling this. And I'll never forget the day I showed up at his house. And he said, I think I'm going to start selling this. And I was like, okay. I mean, I thought this is the most saturated part of the outdoor world, in my opinion, was a mineral attractant product. I was like, but, you know, that happened. And, you know, I'll bring up the gentleman that Jerry was referring to, our buddy Joe Cole and Dad. You know, Joe Cole was Dad's first business partner with it, and they traveled all over, you know, Ohio, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, just getting the word out. And that's been kind of the coolest part to me is when I started going to shows and just kind of sitting in the background, just trying to help carry stuff out, was how these just people of every walk of life, I mean, we're all hunters, but we're all different walks of life, are just kind of flocking to it and flocking to the system and flocking to just the business model in general. And I don't know, I just think I think it's pretty amazing that you take, you know, we're from the only county in the state of Kentucky that don't have a stoplight. So, you know, we're a very rural community. And just to see, something, I guess, kind of break through the mold of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to work and conform and then die, and for him to build something that has touched so many people, because, he really does. Every time he gets a phone call from somebody that's just like, thank you, he calls me. He's like, oh my God, you'll never guess who called. Because that's what matters most to us. It's not, how much is sold, what's sold, how much money here, how much money there, what's this, what's that. It's just being able to touch other people's lives, be a part of their whole process, and just be a part of their story. Family. And it's a family, and I think it's one of the things when Shane come on board, it's one of the things we tried to instill was, if you're a part of Build the Bone, you're family. Like, if you're a customer, you're family. If you're obviously an owner, we're not, everyone actually thinks that me and Shane are actually brothers. We disappoint a lot of people.
I can see it, yeah.
Yeah, we have to disappoint a lot of people and say that we're not, but you never know. You never know. There may be something down the line we don't know. So, I'm just kidding.
He's not going to say what he's
no, but it's just an awesome dynamic. We wanted Jerry to be a part of our team for many years, just because. Jerry, from the very first time we met, it was just like that instant. You know how it is, right? You meet somebody, and from the get-go, it's just like, it's easy. You don't have any of that tug of war like him and Shane had, but it means so much to me, and that's why I say a lot about behind the scenes too. Is it just means so much to me to see how much love he had for it from so many years ago, and everybody else showing love to it. That's what makes it, awesome. So once again, I'll just refer back to thank y'all for giving us the opportunity to have this platform and I'll pass it to Shane. So
we got to talk about the logo, right? That's the creative genius behind the logo.
I was just going to ask.
There you
go. He sent me. He's an overthinker. You know how many nights we stayed up texting and calling 2, 3, 4 in the morning over the damn design. Right? He had an initial design and he drew it and he said, "This is what I'm thinking." Because Pappa Bone being construction, the original one, I should have brought it. I didn't think
I almost brought it too.
Had 2 ladders, right? Build the Bone had a rack and 2 ladders going up to it. Well, Corey things progressed. He had this awesome idea. He drew it on a damn paper for me. He's like, "This is what I'm thinking." And then he went into his head and he did about 100 different mixes of this, and he came back to his original design. So I was telling you all the last time that the logo, people love it if their name is Brian, or it's a cool logo. So I think our apparel is going to be cool for people that don't even hunt, just love the outdoors and things. But don't let him fool you. He's the creative mind behind it.
I think after I left ATA that year, the first year you sent me some of those bags had that old logo on it. And I was asking you for some more, and you're like, "No, wait a minute, we're coming out with a new one." And I'm like, "Oh, okay," because I was trying to get some product placement stuff for you. That was 4 or 5 years ago. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool. Well, hey, I want to touch back real quick on what you were saying about how the love of everything in the community and getting people involved, and how people are happy to talk to Pappa Bone or whatever. Y'all know I run several different websites or social media pages for several different companies in the outdoor industry. And when I started taking over y'all's, that was one thing that I'm bragging to Brad, our host for the TV show, about just how many people just really get on there and talk to you guys just like your family. It's not like, "Oh, hey, it's a business deal." It's more like, "Hey, man, they're talking to me and they're thinking I'm Shane, or they're thinking I'm Corey. They don't know who it is." And I'm like, "Well, hey, a minute, let me refer you to Shane or whoever it is," because they just think that I'm the guy who they met at the shows, and that just shows that it's a true family atmosphere, and the customers feel that.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. So what's I heard we got some big news going on. Guys are all together for a reason. Doesn't happen that often. So any beans you can spill here before it happens?
They haven't even spilled it to me, so.
I don't know.
We'll let business development take over that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, Shane. Yeah, so we got a lot of things in the pipeline, right? Right now, I'll just kind of walk you through it before we get to the big nugget. Obviously, everybody likes our brand. We just talked about that. So we're working on building our retail brand with the help of Noel, the guys from Final Ascent, with a great website. We haven't done a lot with it. We're all busy. We all have careers other than Build the Bone, which I must have you guys do too.
Yep.
So that's one move for 2025. Where personally, I'd like to see our brand on everything. If you can buy a tow package cover, a hitch cover, I want to see a Build the Bone logo there. You know, that's kind of, I'm working on co-branding with a lot of new up and comers that I've been meeting at some of the trade shows. Guys that's got really good products. So we're working on that. We're really looking at different delivery systems for our mineral. Right now it's all granular. So we're definitely doing some testing there. But we're not going to put any, when I talk about these products, guys, we're not putting anything out until it's tested, right? Right. When I told you we believe in what we do and we want to put a good product that's affordable into the outdoors in our customers' hands, that's the truth. So it may be 2025, maybe we might send you guys some to test. You know, you guys got some great farms, it sounds like, once we get it ready. So we're looking at different delivery systems for our product. We're looking at possibly some different grain systems. We're going to have a true attractant developed, a couple of them, sometime in 2025. We're going more towards a multifaceted type company where we're going to produce not only our mineral, which is our backbone. We love it. We stand by it. We don't ever want to jeopardize the integrity of the way the mineral's made. Will we infuse in things? Yeah, we will. Will we have products that are true attractants? Yeah, we will. But we all know what true attractants are. You put it out in 7-10 days. That's what you get. And that's the way we're going to market it. We're going to market it honestly. Okay. We have, guys, struck a deal with see, our facility is okay. We're able to produce enough of our product to get it out to the masses. We fill our orders quickly, but you know,
everyone a big
you know what?
I thought there's fireworks going off. You're gonna have some pyro or something.
Is everyone okay?
I'm gonna be honest with you, my farm's a little bit haunted.
Cannot edit that.
So real quick before we get to that, I was chasing. This is a big old mature deer, right? He had really lost a lot of his character over the years. It was muzzleloader season, and you know, I had him on camera a few times. I watched him grow, and yeah, he's just an old deer. He's like 7 or 8 years old, and you know, it's like a warm muzzleloader season. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna climb in the stand this morning. He goes, babe. Sorry, guys. Anyway,
he about got horned.
Yeah, about got horned right there. Anyway, yeah, he just wanted some attention. But anyway, to get back to it, we're getting ready. I'm gonna get off that deer right there. I'm gonna get back to the question.
Whoever's zooming in on your camera is hysterical right now.
It's funny.
Auto zoom. It's auto zoom. Yeah.
Oh, it was zooming right in. Pappa Bone, Corey.
I just think y'all had some open Build-A-Bone down there, and he just wanted some.
Yeah, he got all
jumped
excited.
Off the wall to get some.
I brought up a whole truck.
Nice,
big truck.
So our facility's limited, and what we can produce, we keep up with our orders. Okay, we're able to mass produce it, get it out in pallets at a time, right? But hundreds of tons at a time. Yeah. But we're still limited, right? And what limits us is our ability to store everything we need to make the product in more volume. Okay, so our space is limited. So fortunately, Shane here, our rep, has worked on some for a very long time that he and I were talking about a year ago. Yeah. So we've decided to do some co-oping, okay, and only with big companies that believed in our vision and you know what our mission was and our product. And fortunately, we're going tomorrow to you know, make sure that everything lines up, and I think we're signing a deal, and we're going to be able to mass produce our product and gain 9 more states with a bunch more stores, and be able to ship it across the country more efficiently than what we do now. And it's just going to it's going to skyrocket our ability to grow. I mean, it's crazy the possibilities that we have.
Which, what we was getting ready to say, the actual people that is doing it has used Build-A-Bone.
Yeah,
that's where it's at.
They tested it. They tested
Nice.
our product. How did they get it? They got it at one of the shows from us?
Columbus, Ohio, actually.
Yeah. So they contacted us after they tested our product, right? We had
That's
no
awesome.
idea. They got a hold of Shane, yeah. And they actually produced their own mineral, right? They have their own mineral, and they put it up. What did they say, Shane? They put it against ours.
The regional sales manager put it out, and he said, I got to be honest, they come to it way more often than they come to ours. He said, we love it. We don't want to compete with it. We want to package it. We want to ship it. He said, that's what our business does. That's where their money is bringing it in, making it for us, shipping it.
I got to be there.
Yeah. And so that it feels right talking to these guys. There's some
great.
Yeah. So I really think it's the next level for us. And I think one thing I spoke the last time, it'll give me the ability to go out there and sell to the bigger stores that I've been scared to, because not scared, but I just want to supply and demand. If someone makes an order of 24,000 pounds, well, now we have a place that can make 24,000 pounds of one mix.
That's right.
So it's these steps that if we'd have jumped 2 years ago, a year ago, we could have fallen on our face. But now it just feels right. And I think this is the step that you're going to see us explode in the next couple of years.
We want every farm in the country to have Build-A-Bone on it because we believe in it. It's going to be great, to see that happen. We really believe it's going to happen. The moon's the limit for us, maybe. That's what Corey says, but I think higher. But, honestly, from shipping from trailers and box trucks to whole semi-loads going out, that gives us the ability to reach the masses across the country. We haven't even touched the Western market. I'd like to come down and spend some time with Noel, because I know there's a huge opportunity down in Texas to grow our brand and sell our mineral down there. Every gas station in Texas got corn piles and corn bags and minerals, right, Noel?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%, yeah. So I mean, we want to tap into that southern and that Texas market down there too.
I'm gonna try to come with you.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to hang out with Pappa Bone. I mean, just get him a biscuit and some pretty girls to whistle at him.
Well, that's huge. That's huge news.
You have to come down here, and then we can swing up to Oklahoma as well, because they're pretty much like us. There's corn everywhere, and that's where Brad is on his 5,000 acres, and and also there's that other farm where I don't know why I was the guy who killed the 214. I don't know why I'm always forgetting his name when we're on podcasts. Yeah, Maxwell. The Maxwell buck. They're on I think his is 5,500 acres. So, and both of those farms have Build-A-Bone on them. So
that's a proven record right there. Now, I'm not saying this because that was a 200-inch deer, but consistency. I tell you what, and what a lot of people I tell them at the shows and stuff, bow season, I forgot how many deer was killed on our product the first day of bow season, Kentucky, Ohio, all. It's just unreal. So many calls from people and this and that, even right there local, how many was killed just in our county on the mineral. And that right there, like I said, well, I tell you what, get to talking about Corey, me, and all this. I've got a older son, Kyle, Corey's brother, that he's killed 200s, 180s, golly, 170s. They ain't no telling. And that's mostly right there at home farm.
Yeah, the deer that he killed a couple of years ago in full velvet at 184
right there at the house.
I could literally stand on my porch, the house that I lived at that time. I could stand on my porch and look through the little cut through back to the field and see exactly where he shot it. And that's just kind of still blows my mind, and just seeing the progress over years of being on just our farms and seeing how everything's progressed in the years as well.
He is a dedicated Shane, Drew. They both know.
Yeah, he's a good hunter, guys. I mean, he's really dedicated to the sport. He loves it. I mean, he's the type of guy skip work to go hunting all day.
T-Bone comes, looks at his wall.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He knows his stuff. Yeah, when it comes to hunting. But yeah, guys, we really appreciate you guys having us and giving us a chance to tell a little bit about ourselves. And we like Corey said, we're family, right? And we got some good reps. Shane we've got to weed through a few because I mean, whether it's territory or whether there's life or whatever work, we really want to shore up our reps across the country and expand that rise. And we got some good people behind the scenes. Corey's in design. My fiance, she does a great job, and we're really going to try to come over here, Michelle, real quick. We're going to use her to cater to the women's market because when I ran my gun shop, everybody, this is Michelle. When I ran my gun shop, 30% of my business was ladies. Right, the ladies came in, buddy. They wanted their guns, they wanted their ammo, they wanted their accessories, and so when we build this retail brand, we're definitely not going to exclude the ladies. I mean, I think from what we can tell at the shows, they want the shirts, but they want them. They'll still buy them, but we're just trying to grow our business in a lot of different ways right now, gentlemen. And we're pretty excited about what 2025, 26, 27 looks like. Hopefully you see us as a household name, or at least an outdoor name. And, that's kind of the goal from this point.
Absolutely. Well, it's a household name amongst us here, so we're starting off strong.
We appreciate that.
Absolutely. Troy, what do you got anything for us? We're getting close to the end here.
No, like we said, I mean, it's an awesome product, and the overall end goal, of having healthier, bigger, stronger herds and deer that we can hunt and continue to chase for years to come. That's what I'm looking forward to. And hopefully, us here at the Bowmen podcast and along with Noel and everybody, we can continue to grow right along with you guys and help promote good products and good people. And I think one key thing that was also brought up is you never started this to sell it, and there's a million examples you can look at when you study different economic things, but the best inventions were built out of necessity and out of, the person's heart that was building it. They weren't built to make money. They were built to fix a problem or create a solution. And it sounds like you've done that, and we're excited to be a part of it too.
I appreciate it.
Rich, one thing that that I meant to say, but we did, I'm going to give the secret ingredient. Okay, the secret ingredient. I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know. It's when we're mixing, Dad will usually walk by and just go.
That's where you get the salt content from, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's a hint of salt.
I just wanted to put that out on the podcast.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand salts.
He's going to be busy on those big mass-produced products. He's going to have to be swimming in it.
Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna get him a bike, one of those stationary bikes.
Don't leave yet, guys. Don't leave yet. We got it here.
Here we go. We can go with the outro here.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So yeah, Shane, me and Shane, for the last 6-7 years, we've been traveling together, doing shows, and it always ends up with, even if it's just me and Shane sitting by the pool at 3 o'clock in the morning playing songs, or if it's we've had in Wisconsin, we've had
40, 50, 100,
probably 60 to 70 people plus out in front of this hotel, just jamming, having a good time. And we never had a Build the Bone jingle. So me and a buddy of mine was in a ride one day, Matt Taylor, he's from down in Hart County, and he said, I had this idea, and he said, and I'll get into it, but he said, start of it, he goes, if it's a 2-year-old, leave it alone. We got to build the bone. And I was like, all right, well, that song we were just writing, we'll just go ahead and throw it out. We're doing this. So it's just a little small jingle, but Shane's been begging me to play it. So.
I was like,
Shane is the hype man. So hopefully this sounds good to you guys. So it goes like this. It's a 2-year-old, but leave it alone. We gotta build a bone. It ain't 4 or 5. Keep it alive. Build a bone. Yeah, scrape that ground back. Pour it on out. Nothing like this nowhere around. Come on, y'all, leave all that other stuff alone. Get you some build a bone.
So, nice.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
Great job.
You gotta look.
We got to record you so we can get you just like you singing it by yourself, so there's no like reverb or anything, and we can have you on the outro of the podcast. That'd be great. Shane, you're in charge. Get that to me in a week.
Hey, Corey, I can tell you this. I have a friend of mine who's in the country music industry, and he did a song for me a couple years back. And he sent it to me. He's like, man, here's a rough cut. And I'm like, man, that sounds good. He goes, man, I did that on my iPhone at the house. I'm like, really? So don't be afraid to do that. Just get in a quiet room and do that. And man, get it. Yeah, get it for the end of the show. Or also I can make, I can put a good video together with a lot of pictures that we've gathered over the years and make a pretty cool deal with that. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, we'll get it recorded tonight and get it sent over.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We'll give Morgan Wallen a call for you and get you signed.
There you go. There you go.
All right, everyone. Well, this is the Bowmen podcast signing off for you guys. Build the bone, everyone there. Good luck in your adventures tomorrow. I know tomorrow's a big day. Pappa Bone, thank you for coming on. We got to get Pappa Bone and T-Bone on the same show. I mean, then we can have all the bones.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, I can take care of getting T-Bone. You know that. We already had him on once.
Yep,
So I can get
we
him
already
again.
had him on, but we can get all the bones in one spot.
He is a great person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
He is a great person.
he's a special individual, so we love him. So, all right, Troy, Noel, thank you all for coming on. It's great to see your faces. We got to get back into more of a routine here now that our lives are getting even more hectic. So we'll figure that out here in the next couple of weeks. We got some good guests coming your way. We have another one next week, so we'll go from there. But everyone, good luck tomorrow in your adventures. Get that recorded so we can hook you up, and we'll get working on this and get it out there live for y'all coming soon.
Thank you. Thanks so much, guys.
I'll take it.
Better leave it alone. We gotta build a bone. Yeah, 4 or 5, man, that's alright. Build a bone. Scrape that ground back, pour it on out. Nothing like this nowhere around. Come on, y'all, leave all that other stuff alone and get you some build a bone.